Hi, I'm Kine, and today I'm going to show you how to do a phase switch in F1 2018. What I'm going to do for this tutorial is I'm going to put Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari to replace Kimi Räikkönen, and I'm going to put Kimi Räikkönen in the Sauber to replace Charles Leclerc. This will be done entirely without modifying any textures. You will still edit Charles Leclerc's head via using the Charles Leclerc head file, and same goes for Kimi Räikkönen's head here. And it is a different method from the 2017 one or the 2016 one, if you knew those. You do not swap the IDF files this year. You can, and I will leave a link to a hidden video for the 2017 method if you wish to do it that way. If you believe it to be less confusing if you do it that way, I don't really care. But what we're going to be doing is using these XML files here to change up the lineup. I have not yet tested this outside of Quick Race. It works on Podium, and I suspect it would work everywhere else then. So what we're going to want to do is export all of these, and then if we go to our in-car driver folders, we're going to find them here. You can close that. And you can just copy these over from here. I've already done this for the purposes of this tutorial. So they are split into Career Hub, Cinematics, and In-Car Driver. Now, for convenience, what I have done is made a vanilla file and the file I'm modifying here. These files may already be modified, but these vanilla files should be absolutely fine. So we're going to want to open up the same file, both vanilla and modified, or the one we will mod. So what we want to do is, if we look at here, Charles Leclerc and Kimi Räikkönen, we can find them from the top. You can find all the drivers. You have Fernando Alonso and Stoffel Van Dorn, Daniel Ricciardo, Max Verstappen, everyone's here. Some are in team order, some aren't. I don't care about that really, but what we are interested in is this line right here, where it says driver head. And then we're gonna only want to look at this mesh and this scale right here. So if we just quickly, to replace the modified version in here, go to replace all of that. Just save that quickly. I'm using keyboard shortcuts. You can do it as you want. Let's just find them again. So we have Charles Leclerc here and Kimi Räikkönen here. What we're going to just quickly do is swap out Charles Leclerc for Kimi Räikkönen. And then we're going to go to the vanilla file here, and we're just going to copy out the Kimi Räikkönen headline. And we're going to just put that in instead of Charles Leclerc's. So now you have the head model itself swapped. No IDF changes necessary. Then we're also going to want to change the scale. I haven't actually tested if that matters, but I'd expect it to, so it's better to just change that. And then we're done with this file. You could already import it in, but I'm going to wait until the end to import all of them. Then what we're going to want to do is open up all of the next file, which is drivers v2. And because Visual Studio Code is so nice, it automatically remembers me being here. Let's again take the vanilla file and just quickly replace out the modded one, so that I for sure can actually show you the change. So yeah, here they are. Again, in this file it's the exact same thing. Just copy over this line for head and just do that, and let's go to the vanilla file and grab out Charles Leclerc from here. So you just do that, and it's good. You don't want to edit this driver specific line. You can if you want to. In this case, what it would do is swap out the caps, for example. So what you'd end up with is Kimi Räikkönen having his own cap, even though he'd be at Sauber, which is something that you may want to do, but for the purposes of just having an easy driver transfer, I would not recommend doing so. but it's totally up to you. That would just mean that I believe also the glove logos, and it would also put in his own glove logos and the race decal from Ferrari instead of what is the actual Sauber decal for the transfer, which is why you don't want to do that. But this specific file would only change the cap because this is file for the career hubs. So yeah, you don't want to change these, basically. That's all you want. You just want to change the scale, and you want to change the headline. Did I change the scale yet? 0.7 for Kimi, no. So you can copy and paste here, but because it's just changing one decimal, I'm not going to. So just simply swap out the scale numbers to be corrected. So yeah, seems alright. We can close these. And then we can move on to the cinematics. So this is where it gets a bit interesting. This V2 rig. Let's again take a non-modified file just to be sure. Then let's find them here. Yeah, here. So what you want to change here is only this. Well, let's. You don't need to change this line in here, except for Daniel Ricciardo, I believe. I'm not sure if Ricciardo even has it in this file, but he has some files with this line added a little bit, but I don't think it's in this file, so it's not an issue. So what you want to do is just go ahead and grab all the way from here to here. This means that you get the baseline, you get the head itself, and you get the animations here as well. You do not want to edit driver specific or driver helmet. These two you do not want to touch unless you're doing a swap just within a team. So if you, for whatever reason, want to swap out Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas, you can do that, and you can swap the helmet model itself. But for transfers from one team to another, you do not want to do that. So you just copy out this line from here, driver head, where it starts that, and you can take it as far as you want, really, to like scene if you want, but it's easier to just do to the end of anim sets there. So just do that. You can tab it inwards one if you want. Just tap that in so it looks a bit nicer. So you've got now essentially here Charles Leclerc and Kimi Räikkönen fixed out. Did I already have these swapped actually? I might have. No, it's okay, yeah, I forgot to fix these in my vanilla files, so yeah, that's a bit of an issue, but I'll fix it here now. So what you want is essentially the same character in here as you have in the other bit. Let me just fix that quickly. This is meant to be Charles Leclerc. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and quickly grab in this line here. So now we have Charles Leclerc on both of these, but let me just also put it in there. So now we're gonna want to put in Kimi Räikkönen here. So normally you just go ahead and grab it all the way from here, but since I do not actually have that done correctly, I'm just gonna grab this line first, put it in, and then we're gonna go and grab up all these numbers, or not numbers but lines here, for the animations. So now that should fix any mouth glitches on the podium, and the file should be done here. So you have for all these files you have the new face, and it should be the same face as this one here. So let's close that file down. Take this file. I'm not not sure if I've edited this again, but we'll see. That's fine. Charles Leclerc and Kimi Räikkönen. Are these edited already? They may be. No, they don't seem to be actually. So again, in here what you need to do is just edit these if there is anything. I think Daniel Ricciardo might actually have it. So let me just see. Yeah, if you look at Daniel Ricciardo's here, he has a bunch of these lines. I think he's the only one. So you're gonna want to copy all of those in if you're moving Daniel Ricciardo. So for example, moving him to Renault. But in other cases, you don't need to copy that line. You only need to swap the actual headline. So in this case, because the first part of it is standard, you can't just copy the entire line like that. Copy, that is Kimi Räikkönen's head. So let's put that into Charles Leclerc's spot here. And then we'll just go ahead and copy from the vanilla file here the entire line. And we'll just put that into Kimi Räikkönen's head spot here. And that should be all done for that file. And then let's just go ahead and grab out this final file here for this one. I'm not sure again if I actually have an unmodified version, but it should be. Yeah, seems like I do in fact have an unmodified one, so let me make sure it's an unmodified one in here as well. Then let's just go ahead and jump to Charles. So we have Charles Leclerc and we have Kimi Räikkönen. Again, in here now, this time I would say grab these as well. I haven't confirmed these lines don't actually change. No, they do change. So nah, they don't look like they change if you look at the frequency of appearance on the specific line. So you don't necessarily need to change them, but I would definitely bother changing them if at all possible. Like, it's not really a big problem to just go ahead and grab all of these lines here and just put in instead of these ones here. So yeah, you can just grab all these lines from here. You can't even go higher as long as you don't go to the name itself, but let's just do that many. And just then again, don't change driver helmet, don't change driver specific. Just go ahead and grab the line for the head itself. You can do the entire line, the end is always standard, so just put in that instead. Then let's go to our vanilla file and grab out the line for Kimi's head and put that instead of Charles. So yeah, again, scale 0.7 and 0.6, swap those around, and that should be the file done. Then to our last file, which is just an in-car driver scene. This one you don't necessarily even need to edit, I don't think, but it could crash the game if you don't, so I would edit it just to be certain. Just to make things faster, I'm gonna quickly jump to it. Charles. Again, just grab out the head. Do not grab driver specific. Do not grab out a driver helmet. Just do head and swap that in. And let's go into Kimi and grab out driver head Kimi and just do Charles here. Swap to here and then just put that in and do that. And that should be the faces actually changed. So now if we go into here, we can import them in. So obviously there is some same names, like you can see there's 2 times the 2018 drivers .scene. So how can you tell which one's which? Well, there's a couple ways. Firstly, you can look at the actual names of the animations. So In here we have driver sequences matching career hub and agent sequences lines, so that seems pretty likely to be the career hub. Or you can go to all resources and you can check the uniform resource identifier, and you can see here career hub. So you're going to want to import into this file from your whatever folder you have the career hub and 2018 drivers. Same goes here. You can see agent sequences, that's career hub, so let's put that in. 2018 drivers, this must be then cinematics, obviously. So just go into your cinematics one and import in all 3 of these. And then just last but not least, get the file from here. And then just save up the ERP itself. And you should in fact be done. I will now go into the game and actually show how it looks. So yeah, I'll see you then. So yeah, as we can see here, we have Charles Leclerc. He's in fact on the other side. Yeah, Emma, you can stop talking, whatever. So yeah, you'd need to edit his cap to be perfect, but as you can see, he works in Career Hub. Nothing's crashed or anything, so yeah, that is absolutely fine. As you can see, we've just won. We've also got Charles Leclerc face in again. So yeah, we'll be seeing that on the podium in a bit. I tried to point out enough drivers to get Leclerc or Kimi on the podium, but I think you can believe me that it works because Leclerc works. Now, you can see that the face is a bit lifeless. There is no emotion from the mouth. I think it's actually just because Cody didn't bother animating it. As you can also see, I have Lance Stroll edited in as Ocon in this file. But yeah, that's just the same process, a different driver. But yeah. And that should be all. Yeah. If you have any questions, do leave them in the comments, and just like the video, subscribe even though I never upload. I might try to upload something sooner than later again, but yeah, if you have any other modding tutorials you would like to see, do let me know and I'll look into it. Bye.